Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. We are proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. These programs are recorded and are made available for viewing through a YouTube channel for future use. I am your host for today's activities. Our topic today is brought to you by Dave Parks, the owner of Home Care Assistance. Dave is going to pump our neurons with Mind Fit as we welcome Paulette Cooper to the day.
Hey, hi.
Hey,
Hey, Paulette.
Hey, how's everybody?
good.
Fine.
How are
Terrific.
you?
Yay. Good.
All
Always
right.
good.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you,
good.
Dave.
All right. Well, thank you. It's good to be with y'all again. I just want to say one thing. Gail was the guest speaker at a group that I lead. It's a once a month group. It's a dementia support group. And she just went on and on about how great this group was. And I added to that and how, all the different activities that y'all do and how welcoming you are and things of that nature. So we're trying to get the word out about your group.
Good.
So
Hey.
yeah, so she did a great job. So I'm going to,
Thank you for sharing about us, Dave.
yeah, of course. So I'm going to,
Oh,
So
can
tell
I
me-
say one really quick thing?
sure.
The cookies that Gail made the other day were the best she's ever made. They were unbelievably
Yeah,
I'm glad you got it.
They came yesterday.
Yep, ours did too.
Oh,
I haven't opened ours yet, though.
I had to put mine in the freezer.
That's why I put mine in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
well, let me tell you, you're missing a good treat. Open them, eat them. They're so good.
I'm so glad, Paulette. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure
Mhm.
Gail will appreciate it too. I have
And,
eaten
and
one.
they're so good that I know the calories don't count.
They don't
Yeah.
count.
That's right.
Dave,
So can y'all see my screen?
we can.
Yes.
All right, very good. Oh, very good. Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. So just want to remind everybody about the 5 dimensions of the brain. And we try to stimulate, we don't necessarily stimulate all 5 every other week, but we want to, but you need to be thinking about that as you go through your daily activities to try to look for ways to stimulate the different areas of the brain. So today I'm going to let y'all do most of the talking.
Okay.
All right.
We're also shy.
Mm.
I started to say, pull us out of our shell.
So the first thing we're going to do, if I can get it to advance, is called the advice column. And we've done this before, but I came up with some new scenarios. And so what we'll do is we're going to describe a situation, and then
Okay.
you can come up with your own sort of, solution to that situation, so Steve may have a different solution than Don, who may have a different solution than Martha, and so on. But the idea is to think through the situation and come up with, a reasonable response. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here's the first one. All right. I'll just read it. So I host a book club meeting once a month for a group of 10 women. Last week, one of the women and a very good friend told me that she is cheating on her husband with another married man. I was shocked and upset by this news because my husband is an even better friend of her husband. She asked me not to tell anyone, but she's put me in a very difficult situation. I don't know what to do with this information. Please help.
Mm.
Mm.
Wow.
Well, it sounds like there's going to be a lot. There's not very much opportunity for a win situation here. It's going to be
Yeah,
lose
That's right.
and lose or
There's
more.
that's right. I agree with that.
Nancy, does any kind of an answer pop up for you?
I would probably go to my husband. That's where I'd start.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
I think the lady is afraid that the woman, that her husband is the one that's cheating on her.
Oh,
Oh,
I never thought about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a twist I haven't thought of either.
Yeah,
So it could be that her best friend who's cheating is cheating with her husband.
Oh
Right.
boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That's
then
a.
I don't think, yeah, that could very well be, but she's admitting, right? She's
But I
admitting. to her friend.
agree with Nancy. I think the first thing should be for the woman to talk to her husband.
Yeah. That sounds.
To find out what he says, and because he might very much obviously say, "Oh yes, I'm sorry," and then they can work through things. But it might even get worse.
Yeah.
And what might be interesting is to see what the response of the
Right.
husband is, because he may say, "Oh yeah, he knows all about that."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oops.
Who knows, right?
Yeah.
These things. All right, very good. So that's
The
one
shadow
situation.
knows. Remember that old radio program, Who Knows What Evil Lurks in the Hearts of Men?
That's right.
Oh,
Shadow knows.
Only the shadow
The
knows.
shadow knows.
I think it's really sad that the cheating woman is sharing her infidelity and then asking
Right.
the one she's telling not to say anything. I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not very kind of her as a friend.
Yeah, that's
No.
a good
If
point.
she's cheating with the woman's husband, maybe she wants her to find out so she can do something more about it.
No matter what, her friend would I'd probably put her down a couple notches on her friend scale.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yeah. It's almost like I may even consider, like, I don't know the right word, but maybe scolding her on the spot. Say, you have
Yes.
put me in a very difficult situation. I don't appreciate it. And I can't promise that I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
No. All right. Very good. All right. So let's see what we got next. All right. I was standing in the aisle of the grocery store with my
Okay.
daughter looking at different types of chips when all of a sudden a man knocked right in front of me with his cart and hurt my arm and hip. I don't think he meant to hurt me. He probably stumbled or wasn't paying attention. It gave me a shock and made me pretty angry, especially since he didn't even apologize. He just looked at me and muttered something. What should I have done?
I think I'd pick up a can of whatever she had in her cart and just fling it at him.
Call the store manager.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where it's very hard because he obviously didn't, but he probably doesn't know what to say.
Could be. Yeah.
Could be.
And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the fact that he just muttered something doesn't mean he was trying to apologize. It could have been mean to say, "Get out of my way."
Yeah,
I would go to the store manager myself also.
yeah, I think so.
And then see if there was any way to identify him. And I mean, this
I would have actually, at that point, since they're in line, I would have asked one of the store workers to call the manager right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if he says something, it'll be held against him and he'll be sued. And then they say, well, he said that he did blah, 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 whatever. And then
It's gonna be he said, she said type
he
of thing.
denies everything.
Yeah,
I know if they're standing in line, there's a lot of cameras in if there's a big store. There's a lot of
And there's
cameras that
people
that
around
pick up
them
something.
too.
People around him too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, she was standing in an aisle.
Oh, that's right. She was in the aisle. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Personally, I probably would not do anything
Yeah.
because there's nothing could be. Can't find the word. Nothing could be.
I guess I'd rather be walking down the aisle than walking on a shelf.
Yeah.
Nothing
I
could
think
come
it
of
is.
it.
You could
I
turn it
struggle.
into
Go ahead.
one thought would be maybe you could turn it into a positive. Maybe it's a teaching opportunity for the daughter, right? So,
Yeah.
I struggle with it because I would have immediately said, "Are you okay? I'm sorry. Are you
Yeah.
okay?"
I agree with you,
Something
Steve.
for you.
I can't imagine being that man.
No.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But I've met people in stores like that. unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or nowadays, when people get into fights over not wearing their mask properly,
Right.
Yeah.
it might turn into a fisticuffs, and that wouldn't be good for a teaching moment for the daughter.
No.
Yeah,
No.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh, it could show
Wow.
the power of a woman. Come on, she knocks him cold on the floor.
Well, I mean, today in this society, there's a lot of people that feel like they're entitled and they don't really care about
Anybody
anybody
else?
Right.
Yeah.
And on the internet, there's a special name for those kind of people. The general name they give them, they give it a female, give her a female name usually. It's
Yeah.
Karen. They say Karen has done something again or something like that. You know, it shows a pattern of behavior that one thing that even if she wanted to do something in the and to bring attention to it, it probably wouldn't. Nothing would help unless the store had a history of this guy doing something.
Right. Right. Very good. All right. I can tell those executive functioning skills are definitely on high alert right now.
Well, no, my first option was to throw a can at him, so I'm not sure
that's true.
that was not my that's not much executive
Well,
function
you'd have
there.
to pick out the right can. And
But
all.
there's no
Yeah.
cans in that now. It's all tips. So it'd be tip bags.
There you go.
Laverne
let's-
and Michelle, if y'all want to jump in and say something, just because we can't see you doesn't mean you can't share. Just wanted to remind you. Sorry, Dave.
No problem. Okay, let's go to the next scenario. All right, I was at a dinner party at Ruth Chris Steakhouse with my husband and other friends from our neighborhood to celebrate the election of the new Homeowners Association president. His name is Bruce. We had a tough year with the previous president. We were looking forward to improved cooperation from Bruce. However, I noticed that he was drinking a lot and acting just a bit obnoxious. As we were leaving the restaurant, I was concerned about Bruce driving home. I couldn't tell the valet without others noticing, and we all seemed reluctant to approach him directly about it. Not wanting to spoil the evening or worse, our future working relations, what would you have done?
Wow.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, he needed to be told no matter what the consequences.
Yeah.
Because the consequences of him driving home could be a lot worse than
Yeah.
what they have to deal
Right.
with working
I,
together.
I would have had my husband offered or give him a ride home and then drive his car home.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know, and say, you know, Bruce, let's help you get home. Let's take you home. You know, go home with you or something like that.
Or even, I've never driven a car like yours before. Can I drive?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Good idea. Or if
That's
you knew Bruce and you've been to his house before, you could say, you know, Bruce, I think I left something at your house. So you mind if I just drive home with you? At least, well, not with you, but drive your car home so we can get home and I can get that. And then I'll, try to
Yeah.
do something not to embarrass them, but
Well, I would have, I wouldn't have gotten in a car with him as a female.
No.
right. That's true.
I would have had the husband drive him.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's a good
Yes.
point. That's a good
Um,
point.
because you never know as a person who's intoxicated what he might do.
Right.
But this is this one happens unfortunately too many times. This
Yeah.
scenario.
And unfortunately, most people just don't say anything.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the guy goes ahead and drives home.
Well, yeah, and
Well,
I've had some.
But I wouldn't have had a problem telling the valet that this is, something's going on here.
Yeah.
We need to do something and have the valet even deal with that or call the
Yeah.
manager or something of the
Mhm.
restaurant.
Well, I've seen people, especially when I was traveling with work, that were in that circumstance where they tried to help a person realize they needed to help to get home,
Yeah.
and it never really.
They get
Yeah,
belligerent.
they're belligerent, and they basically just got in the car and drove off. So
You can always call the police and have the police come and take them away too.
yeah, well, it's hard to call the police on your boss.
Oh, I know, but still, he's not really a boss. He's just the homeowner president, and,
Yes.
Yeah.
just saying we're concerned about your safety and, or so, I don't know. It's a hard
It is tough.
situation.
It
Yeah.
is tough. All right, very good. All right, so okay,
I had one quick question.
yeah.
Why does the person think the valet knows exactly what she's going to be talking about?
She thinks the people around her could hear her talking to
Well,
that
she
lady.
could call him aside and say, "Hey, listen, this guy shouldn't be driving a car. Can you help?"
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a way to do things discreetly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Okay, so the next activity we're going to do is called storytelling.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yay!
I know that's going to be a big struggle for this group, but
Well, we can't sit in a circle. I'm sorry.
so what I'm going to do is let's see. I can see everybody's name here. So we're going to try to go in order. So we're going to start with, and I'll give you all the directions in just a second. We're going to go Martha, Dusty, Dawn. We'll just go with those three, and then we'll keep going.
Okay.
And if you don't want to participate, don't feel pressure to participate. You can just say pass. Okay. So, but to start, let's start with Martha. I wrote 10 words down. Okay. We won't have time to do all 10, but I wrote 10 words down, and just give me a number, Martha, and I'm going to give you the word. Okay. And then you're going to start a story with that word. And then we're going to go to Dusty. He's going to add to the story. And then we're going to go to Don, and he's going to add to the story. And then we'll maybe do a couple of others. So let's kind of see how this goes. I've never done this virtually before, so
Okay.
7.
we'll see how this goes. Okay, so Martha, give me a number between 1 and 10.
7.
All right, 7. The word I wrote down is car. Okay, so Martha, you start a story with the word car.
Car shopping is always anxious time for me because I have a limited budget.
Okay, so then it's appropriate to go to Mr. Ford.
Whoa, Mister, I've got promoted today. But once I get to the dealership and I get excited about the automobile I see that I want, it becomes much easier.
Okay, all right, Don, can you add to that?
Yes, and since it was so much easier, I was able to select from a variety of cars to one that suited my budget, and would satisfy my requirements.
All right, very good. Steve?
But then I had to deal with the finance manager
Okay.
and go through all of the extended warranty stuff.
Yes. Okay. And then Ms. Cooper, would you like to add to that? Paulette?
I don't understand exactly what word am I supposed to be using here?
So we're using the word car, and we're just adding on to the story of going to the car dealership.
So I
And
have
we're
to
now
use,
in the finance department's office.
okay, do I have to use the word car?
No,
No,
you don't have to use the
no.
word car. You're just adding to the story.
Oh, okay. Well, I already forgot what the story is about, except that it is about a car.
It's a car. We're shopping for a car.
And oh my goodness, would I love to go shopping for a car because I know exactly the one I want. I want the kind of car that comes complete with a chauffeur.
Oh, very good.
Looking for the chauffeur option. Okay.
And they're at my beck and call. So yeah, give me a chauffeur-driven car.
Okay, Nancy, would you like to add to that?
No, I'm going to pass.
Okay. Michelle?
Nancy's going to sit in the back seat like a general.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the one chauffeured around.
Exactly.
All right. Janine, would you like to finish our story?
Sure. After getting all the finance paperwork done, finally, I got to drive away in my brand new car.
There you
All
go.
right.
All right.
All right, Janine, since you ended our story in such a positive light, can you give me a number between 1 and 10, and it can include 1 or 10?
4.
4. Okay, the word for number 4 is sport.
Sport.
Sport or sports. So can you start a story for us with the word sport?
It's so much easier to end them. Sports are a really good learning experience for children.
Very good.
Okay, very good. All right, so let's go the other way. We'll start with Paulette and then go to Steve.
Well, sports is very interesting because you can either be on the winning side of the team and elated and thrilled to death, or you can be on the losing side of the team. So sports is a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You're either going to win it or you're going to lose it. But sometimes everybody wins and it's called a tie.
There you go. You know what? Who was the big Bear Bryant used to say about a tie?
What did he used to say?
A tie is like kissing your sister.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God I'm an only child.
Okay, Steve.
Oh, every Friday night in Texas, it seems like the state sport comes out of football.
There you go. Okay. Nancy, did you want to add to that or do you want to pass?
I would just say, let's get our favorite team.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah,
Thank you, Nancy.
Good.
All right, Don, I'm going to let you finish the story.
Okay. So the moral of this story for children is that you go out and you play the game the best you can. If you win, that's great. If you lose, you played a good game. You played your game and learned things you might have to do to improve it.
All right, very good.
Excellent.
All right, let's try a couple more. Dusty, can you give me a number between 1 and 10 and not 4 and not 7?
I'm going to have to drop out. I've got another Zoom coming in. So
okay, Steve, thanks so
we
much.
will see you next time. We'll see
All
everybody else tomorrow. We'll see you next time, Dave.
Bye,
Thank you
Steve.
very
All right,
much,
thank
Dave.
you.
Bye,
All righty,
Steve.
bye-bye.
Okay, 5.
All right, 5. The word is grandchildren.
Grandchildren.
All right. So can you start a story with the word grandchildren?
Grandchildren are God's gift to us. We always enjoy when the grandkids come over and they play, and hopefully when they leave, you've taught them something.
All right. All right, Martha, can you add to that?
Yes. When I would spend time with my grandfather, he always had books. And when I was young, the books didn't have pictures. And that's sad for a young child to not have pictures in books.
Yeah, sure.
And I would get my grandfather to put me in his lap and read to me. And he always taught me something in those books with no pictures.
Mm-hmm. Janine, can you add to that?
Most children's stories have morals to them,
I love it.
and games teach many social skills as well as accepting both winning and losing. So whether you use books or games, your grandchildren are going to learn something.
Very good. Y'all are so deep. I love it. All right. So
Yeah.
Paulette, can you finish us up, Paulette?
Oh, golly. I just telling stories to the grandkids and my kids was one of the most fun things. And I've written a bunch of my own stories. And
Very good.
I guess some of the most fun stories that I wrote were the stories of colors and how they act and what they do and what they represent. So it was always fun. Unfortunately, I did that after my kids were grown, but I got to tell them all to the grandkids. So yay, grandkids.
Yeah.
Very good. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think we got time for one more. So let's see. Dawn, can you give me a number between 1 and 10?
2.
All right, 2. The word is boat.
Boat. Okay.
I need you to start a story with the word boat.
I floated the boat across the moat.
Let me think about this. There's there's 2 things about buying a boat. The day you buy it is the happiest day in your life, and the day you sell it is also the happiest day of your life.
I love it. There's a lot of truth in that. Okay, Nancy, would you like to add to that?
Is it me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I've been there. I've done that.
Very good.
I-
Martha?
I once had a gentleman friend who had proposed marriage to me, and he said he wanted to buy a boat, and that was the deal breaker. I didn't want those 2 happiest days of my life. I wanted to eliminate them.
Very
So he
good.
didn't make the cut.
Hey,
All right, Paulette, you want to add to that?
yes, it's always fun to float the boat across the moat.
Bless
I'm
you.
sorry. Say that again.
I said it's always fun when you can float a boat across the moat.
Oh, very good.
And you're a poet. You know it.
Everything you say just comes out that way.
Yeah, well, none of us
That's
are perfect.
gifted.
All right, Janine, can you finish that story for us?
One of my favorite quotes is, "A boat is just a hole in the water you pour money into."
Yes. Yes. So true.
So I'll tell you a quick story. So last year, my wife and I considered buying a boat. And so I Googled, because I didn't know anything about boats. And so I Googled buying a boat. And what showed up was this concept called a boat club, where you join the club and they have several boats. And then you essentially rent a boat. You pay a monthly fee and you can rent a boat every week. And so instead of buying the boat, you join this club and then you just get a boat every week. And you get different types of boats, and they provide the ski vests, they provide the water toys. So anyway, so that's what we did. So yeah, I'm so glad I didn't actually buy the boat. But
That's a good idea.
What did you learn from that experience, Dave?
To listen to my wife more and realize that she is right 100% of the time.
That's a smart man.
Smart man.
But I appreciate it, having the opportunity to present and lead the discussion with y'all. I do apologize. I need to jump off. That's why I'm in my car. I need to jump off, but we'll probably see y'all. I'm coordinating with Gail to get back on the schedule for the next. We kind of do it quarter by quarter.
Good.
So, and so we'll make sure that happens. But y'all have a great rest of the day, and thank you for all your participation.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
We appreciate
This
you.
was
Have a
really
great
fun. I
day.
really enjoyed this one. Yay.
All right. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Take
Bye.
care of
Have a
yourself.
good day.
Bye, Dave.
Bye.
Sorry, I had to leave. Robert came by and was checking on me.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
My, not my blood pressure, but my heart rate was up last night. But now it's 73. So
That's good.
Well, you're back in good range.
Yep.
I'm glad of that. Well, Dave just hopped off of the call, so I was going to tell us what's up for tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow is Texas Winds. I believe we've heard Jonathan Sanson before. Jazz, piano, and vocals. He was on within the last month. Is that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. He's the one who taught me the difference between regular piano and jazz piano.
Yeah.
Yes. A good guy.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking
Well,
forward to that.
I look forward to that.
was he the one that his audio wasn't good?
We've had several that had difficulty with audio, but he ended up well.
Good, good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
tell him I've got a baby grand. He can come play it at our house anytime he wants to.
Oh, how
Oh,
sweet.
my.
How sweet.
Can I sign out?
Tell him that you won't be here tomorrow.
Okay, I'm signing out.
All
All
right.
right. Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
Nancy.
Nancy,
See you
have a good
tomorrow.
weekend. I hope we'll see
I'll
you.
be able to be here tomorrow.
You won't?
Well, it won't.
Okay. So we'll see you for bingo on Monday, Nancy.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
bye.
Okay, that might be a fun thing to do. He could come by our house, play our piano, because it's kind of, well, I think it's pretty. It's a baby grand that goes back to the late 30s when my mom got it. It's a
Oh, my
Wurlitzer.
You'll have
And
to.
he could come by and film himself playing it or something if he ever wanted to.
Now, Paulette, do you play?
Not well enough to be heard.
I was that way too. Enough to please my teacher, but not much more than that. Maybe you could play for us sometime. Maybe Mary Had a Little Lamb or Green Sleeves or
No,
Christmas.
I make up my own stuff and play it as I go along.
That's
You
right.
are a poet. That's the way that works.
Thank you.
Does anybody have anything they want to talk about or anything they want to share before we sign off today?
I just want to make
Okay.
sure Janine heard what I told her about my blood, my
Yes.
heart rate.
Yes, that's really good.
I'm grateful it's 73. That's a good number.
And have any of you heard of the game called Rory's Story Cubes?
I
No.
have not.
No.
It is various sets of dice with pictures on them. And you start a story using one or two of the dice, and the next person picks it up and uses some of the other pictures, and you just go around until you've used all the dice and end the story. So it's a very similar situation to what we did today, but incorporating those pictures from the dice is pretty interesting. You get some very
How do you
weird
spell-
stories.
How do you spell the name of it? Rory's.
Rory's, RORY''S.
Oh, goody, I got it right. Yay!
Well, some of us are going to be looking that up later, I can imagine.
There's
Yeah.
an app that you can play it on your phone or tablet as well.
Oh,
Well, I
think
just
it
love
costs money, but
storytelling. I'm part of Storytellers Guild or Association or however you want to phrase it, but I love telling stories.
I can imagine that's the truth, Paulette. You shine at that. You sure do. Well, folks, it's been a pleasure. Tomorrow,
it has been.
Texas wins.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Yay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right,
Bye.
Take
bye-bye.
care, everyone.